sweet to me. This is where I wanna be. On up with you, supersonic. We're on fire, rockin' love alive. On up with you. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up, how you feeling? Yeah, yeah. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up, how you feeling? Yeah. Just in the backseat of the Beamer, put my feet up, how you feeling? Yeah, yeah. Just in the backseat of the Beamer.
And welcome back to Hand Collectibles for another Fanhome review and tutorial. And as always, please do hit that bell notification. Please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help. And as you can see, we are back with Fanhome's Fast and Furious Toyota Supra Mark IV. The Toyota Supra from the very first Fast and Furious film, the iconic car itself. As you can see, we're back with the next pack. So we've got the first two issues of the next pack. We've got 57, 58. 57 and 58 parts, so it looks like we're doing a lot of radiator building on this one, so pretty good. No hoses, thank goodness for the moment. There will be some connecting, I think, hoses, but can't see actually any hoses in these packs. Thank goodness for that after the last probably about 8 issues of hoses. So look, we'll have a look at issue 57 first and we'll move on with the build. But just before we move on with the build, you do get this in your pack. So you get another binder to put your issues in. I don't really use these, they're kind of just in storage for the rest of the car at the moment. But yeah, you've got a lovely picture of the Supra on the front. Flick it over, lovely rear picture of the Supra as well. Very, very cool. But yeah, you do get another one of these binders. Okay, so here is a closer look at issue 57. As you can see, we've got issue 57's parts. Lovely little bit of detail on the radiator there. But yeah, all radiator work. Move that to one side and we'll have a quick look through the book. Some more about the new Toyota Supra and the engineering. Here we go. Hair and makeup effects. There we go, radiator 1, so there clearly is more than one radiator in this car. And obviously we're going to be buttoning up some of the hoses we've already put in, and there's plenty of them. Looks like we're putting a firewall maybe in place as well by the looks of it. There we go. And then putting the radiator in place. Okay, so here are all the parts for issue 57 laid out, and as you can see, it's pretty much going to put together this radiator with some AP screws and some IM screws. Yeah. Well, it's a lovely little bit of detail on that radiator. I have a feeling it's going to be one of these details that we're going to miss, because there's going to be either something else in front of it and you're never going to see this again. You'll just know it's there through obviously building the car. But yeah, it looks like probably bit of detail we might never ever see again, because I don't remember being able to see this through the front of the car. Okay, so I pulled the body back in. We're not actually doing anything with the parts yet on this, but we are doing something with the firewall that we've had now for a little bit that we created. So I want to get these leads tucked out of the way. All the leads we want is this one here and this thick one here. So this thick one here, it's going to go, there's a nipple there, and this little one here is going to go right round, and underneath here there is another nipple. It's going to be really hard to get to, but okay, so if I pull this out of the way, I don't know where these ones are going yet, then what we'll do, we'll angle this, find out where it's going, like so, and then I'm going to have to pull the tweezers in, and then we're going to have to try and just get all this in place. Okay, so I've got my TV remote propped up here, holding the firewall to make sure it don't slip backwards and forwards. I've then piped this one underneath here, and then I've just got my tweezers and then just gradually pulled that into place. It's extremely hard to do. is. And then this one obviously is going right down on this nipple right here, so that's where that one's going. Okay, so I just did that off camera, so you have to bend that one down and then onto that nipple. So if I give you a close-up look of what we've done so far, so you've got one lead just got around and into a nipple underneath here, and then this one right over the top and onto a nipple there. Quite intricate work at the moment. Okay, and then the next one we want is this black one that we've got that attached to like the exhaust system. I'm going to push that onto the firewall, because the firewall's got like a nipple here. There we go. That one is attached there. We'll see what the next one is. Okay, so the next one now, we're going to take this one. This one is going to go right here on this nipple, right here. Okay, so we're now going to take this blue hose that comes from the bottom of here, and that goes all the way over here. We're going to go under here, and then it's attached. There's two nipples on the underneath here. One of them's got a black lead in, this one's going to have the blue lead in. Okay, so that one was really hard to do, so I'm going to under the black lead, make sure these leads are out of the way, and then manage to just tuck it in on the underneath of there. It's really hard to get to. It is extremely hard to get to. Now, maybe angle the wall a little bit again. Now on the back of the firewall, there's two little nipples, and then you got this lead, and then I believe this lead. So both of these are going to be connected to the firewall. But they're really hard to get to. Like, there's hardly any light where you can kind of see where they are. I'm going to do my best to try and get them situated and in. Okay, so that was extremely hard. I had to do it off camera, and I tucked them in with a little bit of glue as well. So you see the two down now, there's the two that are attached to the firewall. Really hard to do, but they're right inside there. Now what we need is this one here that runs off this spot here. Now there's two holes in the firewall here and here. You need this one here and this one there that we clipped into the side of the manifold. So I've tucked that on the underneath. Here it is here, and we're going to poke both of these through the two holes that are in the firewall. It's going to be extremely hard to do, but what we're going to do is we're going to put these through the firewall. Obviously I can't move the firewall anymore. Okay, so I'm going to do a lot of this off camera and then show you what I'm doing after. So this one here that runs all the way down from the manifold that's hooked in goes through the first hole, and then this thicker one, I pull this through as well. It's the one that runs straight from here, and that runs straight out through the firewall as well. So, and then the next lead we need to deal with, I believe this one here. I think we're going to need to tuck this back this way. Because it needs to go under there. And then we need this blue lead as well. This one. I need to pull that through as well. I've just pulled that one off there. So I'm doing it. Okay. Let's try and get this one through. That's the only problem now with so many leads. Okay, so that's that one out, that one out. Now I need to put this big one back on there. Okay, so then next leads we need to deal with are this one first. Let's attack that blue one out of that way, and then this one is going to go top of this nipple here. Okay, so that's that one on. And then this blue cable is going to go right underneath. It's going to go on one of these nipples right here. Okay, so that's them ones all on. So I'm going to give you a closer look at what that looks like so far. Now what we've got left to do is these two black ones over this side, this one and this one, they are going to go attached to the underside of there. There's two nipples and they're going to be attached under there. Okay, so I just had to do that off camera because it's so difficult to do, and I had to get really close so I could see inside. Just down here, if I just do mark here, here and here, there's two little black nipples, so you can't really see them. And that's where these two black leads are going to roll, and I tucked them underneath this black line here and underneath these two that run through the firewall. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tuck them under the back side of the engine, the rest of these, and when I put the firewall on, it keeps them all nice and tucked away. Okay, so now we've got all them pipes connected up and in place. We've got two BM screws to put in, right? So one is going to go through the side of this wall here. We can tuck these leads out of the way over there. And that goes here, but the first one we need to put in, to get that close, and then need to drop that one all the way down now. So just right down now. And that's that one done. So it's right down the bottom of where that is, that gully down now. Now, I'm just going to push this like that, and then this one is going to go right through here. Well, it's meant to go right through there. We'll line this up perfectly. Here we go. Okay, pull that one a little bit taller through there. Tuck that black wire down a little bit. Okay, move these two to one side. So we've got one short one, one long one for these. The short one, and this is the long one, this is the short one. I think we're just going to see where they need to go now. So that's all that goes piped up underneath there, around the back of there. So that's all them leads in place. I'll give you a closer look at what that looks like. Yeah, it's like spaghetti junction. Okay, so now we're just going to put the last BM screw in on this side. We'll go in there. Okay, so I'll just tuck that in, so make sure that's done up. So BM screw in there, BM screw in there, and then one BM screw down now. So that's them. So now we've got these two leads. So we've got one short one, one long one, right? What we're going to do is I'm going to go both down here, around the back. And the long one is going to keep going, but we're going to take this water bottle out, and the short one is going to be attached to the bottom of this water bottle. So let's take this out first. Obviously this is going to be a pain to get back in. And a pain to get out. There we go. So we see on the bottom of here there's this, so we want the short one. Going to connect that on there like so. And then that is going to drop back down there. Then we're going to put that screw back in. I don't know if this is going to go under there or back on top. I'm not sure. It doesn't really say. I think it goes under by the looks of it on the instructions. It looks like it goes under there and then out the front. Okay, so let's try and get this back in position. Okay, it went in easier than I thought it was going to. There we go, so that's in, and then you've got this other one poking out here. And we'll just make sure these are just tucked. Nice and loosely around now, and then down now. Like so. Okay, that's where we'll leave them. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is just turn the body over so we can just see these. I'm going to bring this part in. And it looks like this just gets attached onto them holes there. Okay, so we'll put the first one in. Easier said than done. Oh, that's because I'm putting in the wrong hole. That would be why. It goes on that one, the secondary one back on. Oh, I make the mistake so that you don't have to. So that's where that goes. Even that. Very hard to put that in there. Right, so that's in that side. Then we'll do the other side as well. Yep. Just don't feel like these are long enough. These screws. It does say IM. These are definitely IM screws. Let me take that one out and try a different one. Okay, I've just got that bolted in. I'm just going to leave that like that. It kind of seems like it fits all right now. Okay, so I think now we're just going to take the bodywork out of the way, the underside of the car, and I think we're going to bring part of the radiator in. So that's that. I'll turn it over without dropping it. That is all the underside of the engine bay. Okay, these are the two next parts that we need, and we're going to need this, the D light, so disconnected, and then we're going to run it in this channel, then at the top. Now I think I need to get pretty well much to the end of the radiator. About there, and then I'm going to stick that in place. Oops, like so. And I think that then runs near enough to the end of the radiator. I think that's where that's going to need to be. Just an educated guess, but you want it so the light bit is probably on the top. You do this, so like run like that. Okay, so that's that in place. We want to bring this in. This is going to go click into place here, so make sure we ain't got any of the wire trapped, like so. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to bring this one in. Just love a little bit of detail on it. It's a really nice piece. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to turn it upside down, so wire coming out of this side, then this is going to go on this way. It's going to be held in by two AP screws. Okay, so if I just hold that in place and then get the two AP screws. There's one, the other one in, on top there, bolt that in as well. There we go, there's no wiggle room on that at all, so you want that little dowel sticking out on that side. Okay, we're going to bring this chrome top back in. Then we've got this radiator top. Now it is a D fitting. That's only going to go one way, which is that way. That's your radiator fitting. Then there's a little cutout here. We want this way. And then that just going to be pushed, just a push fit on top. I'll line the holes up. Make sure you don't pinch your wire or your light. Push that on top like so. The wire now is poking out that way. Very cool. And we turn this to the side. So we've got D fitting on this side, like that. And then D fit that way as well. Definitely looks like it goes that way. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Okay, so before I end this issue, I want to test that the light works. Light D, 2-pin. I'll bring my mic lane circuit testing. There we go. Nice bright white light. Now I know that there's no issues with that, and it does work. So I can unplug that now from that. Move that back to one side. Don't need it. And that brings us to the end of this issue, and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so here we have issue 58. So we've got the parts for 58. So there's a whole lot of parts in this one, and then booklet 58. So just got some more radiator bits to put on. We'll move that to one side. We'll have a look through the book. There you go. About the Corolla. Eternality. Radiator 2. What this will look like when it's complete. Right, and we're putting some of the wires on, some of the pipes on this as well. And what it'll look like when it's complete. Okay, so not a whole lot of parts in issue 58, but some CP screws and some KP screws, plus some pipes, some clips, obviously this main radiator housing as well. Okay, so brought the radiator back in, and this as well. This is going to be fitted like this. Sure that we've not crimped that lead at all. No. And then what we're going to do with CP screws, I'm going to put 4 screws in this. One there. We'll go one in each corner first. There we go. One here next. And then the last one up in this corner up here. There we go. Job done. Don't move about at all. That's what that looks like from that side. Okay, so next we've got these 2 little clips, which are 58B, then the smaller one 58C. So when I get it, when we get our light, make sure the LEDs are facing upwards. Got that. In there, and it's just a push fit. and get it to go in. There we go. So the light comes through that hole and around, and then I think I may have gone slightly too long, because I think this one is the end of it. It should only go to there. Okay, so I think I took the radiator apart like 3 times to get the length that I wanted. So I've got this catch in here, and this one will hold in the end of the light. Okay, so that's the hose pipe in there, and I've got the 2 connectors, one either side. So what I've done is I've just put a little bit of glue just underneath this LED strip as well, just to hold it in place and the right side up. So if you see, that's where mine sits, like that. Yeah, so that's how this radiator is all fitted together with the LED strip on top. And what if I just bring this, and I just bring my test circuit back in from Mike Lane. We'll plug this in. We'll test and make sure that the light fully works. Now that obviously I've put this in, there you go. There's a light bar fully working. That's what that will look like in the car when it's turned on. Okay, very successful. Unplug that, move that back to one side. You do have to kind of take this apart a couple of times just to make sure you get the right length. I would say take it apart, don't try and tug this through, because if you tug it through, this is like the Skyline lights on the rear. Anyone who built the Skyline rear lights, these are very delicate. You don't want to be tugging it, you just want to undo it or move it over a little bit, put it all back together, and just keep adjusting it until you get the right length. Okay, so the next step is we're just going to put these 2 little brackets on. They are labelled on the back with a right and a left, but you have a D-cut fixing on it. So what we want to do is we want to be facing the fluid line this way. Have a look at the D-cut on there, and then I want to just be fitting these. Push fit, and they're going to just go over the front this way. There we go. And that's how they go on. That's what they look like. Alright, so I brought the main part of the body back out and where it says, so we're going to fit the radiator in here, but what we have to do is remove the hole that we've already put in. We're just going to pull this out. That's just a push fit. And we're going to put that to one side for when we actually need it. And then it looks like we're going to be inserting the radiator into here. I'm just going to just double check it all first. Yep, so what we're going to do is we are going to, there's 3 holes in the bottom of here, and they're going to line up with the 3 holes on this strut down here. I'm just going to drop this into place. Like so. There's a little cutaway here where that drops into place. And what we're going to do now, we're going to bring in our CP screws. We need 3 CP screws. And then I'm going to turn the car over. There we go. And we'll put the middle one in first. Just Get the screwdriver first. Prop this back up. Easier said than done. Okay, we'll do this one over here first. Maybe the middle one is the best one to do. There we go. Okay, so that's that one in. I haven't gone right tight with it. I'll get the other two in place first. And this one on this side. So there we go. And then the last one over here on this side. Give more tighten up. There we go. Put it back to one side. And I'm just going to rotate this back over. There we go. There you can see we've now got radiator in place, and you'll see the fan sits in the radiator housing. Okay, so the next job is we're now just going to fit this top lead goes into the top of the radiator there, like so. Then we've got this longer blue lead that we've left out. I'm going to turn this on the side. There is a little notch, and you can really see it there. You can see it right there. This blue lead is going to fit right on there. I'm just going to put this on, then I'll show you it after. So that's where that goes, right there. And then obviously your light lead comes right out the bottom. I'll fold this back over here so you can see it, like so. So we've now got this part to fit. So this is now going to cover up that nice fluid line logo that we got on the front of this. This will just drop in front of this radiator. So there's a couple of little holes in the main part of this, so we're going to just drop this down. And we're going to line it up, and it's going to be held in with 2 KP screws at the top. Okay, so there's 2 holes here and here, and they're going to go right through into the radiator. KP screws. Don't go too tight, but it's just tight enough so it holds it in place. Do the other side as well. There we go. So I'll try and just lift this up so you can see that. So that's how that looks. So you got this black radiator now on the front of there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've now got this pipe to put on, which kind of, I think it goes on this nodule here. It goes tucks underneath here. What we'll do is we'll connect it here first. Right, and then it connects to a part underneath here. Right, so it says 14Q, which is just above the alternator. I think we'll turn it up the other way. We'll have a look, and we can't see if we can see it from the top. Okay, so I've just got the car on the side so I can see it. So this is the part that that pipe is meant to drop into. And if you haven't glued this into your engine block already, it's going to fall off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in to the engine block, and then I'm going to attach the pipe. So this is the part that's meant to attach to the pipe. And if you've not glued it in, it will just fall off the engine block. Well, right, so that's that in there. and I've put it goes round there above the alternator. There's a little black bit, I've glued that on, and I've pushed that on the end of it. It's really hard to get to, so if you're watching this before you've put the engine actually on the chassis, then glue it in, because that will really help you when you place this part in. Okay, I think the next step is we're going to flip the chassis back over into this position and try and just tuck this in so I don't break this. Try and tuck it in now. So that's just out of the way. Okay, now we've got this nice chrome pipe here, so this is going to fit nicely on that section there. And then I believe it goes underneath there. There is one where this sits underneath there. Okay, so the easiest way to do it is to fit it down there first, and then pull the pipe up, slide your radiator forward, and then push your radiator on. Right, well, try not to knock your turbo off. Right, and that's how that chrome pipe sits. So I'll show you a closer look at that. So that's that one in place. And then all that's left to do is we're going to remount the horn in this section here. Okay, so that's the horn now in place, as you can see. There it is right there where my finger is. And that brings us to the end of this issue and the end of this video. As always, please do like and subscribe to the channel, it really does help. And your collection, your rules. I'll see you next time.